what's memorable for me, the most memorable thing for me was the very beginning of the play, when they were retelling the story, and we kind of like got the idea that it was happening during an apocalypse, because I didn't realize that that's what the play was about, and so it kind of just startled me because I expected it to be something like solely about the Simpsons and just like, I don't know, talking about it, and it turned out to be something about the apocalypse, which was completely different than what I'd expected. Question number 2, prominent themes. The play challenges the idea of what we think is important, and this happens in a variety of ways, like with the stories that they tell. Instead of telling history about like Abraham Lincoln or something, they talk about a Simpsons episode. How stories change and how myths are developed, which obviously happens from Act 1 to Act 3 when they're just starting to remember the story to when it's turned into something completely different than what they had originally intended. And then the importance of passing on culture, because they take a story that was previously in pop culture and then pass it on to the next generation, even though they don't have that anymore. Question number 3, the play inside of a play. So the play was a dark comedy, and the 3 things about that, it was post-apocalyptic, which makes it dark, and then trying to figure out the episode at the beginning, that was funny, and then like how much it changes from the beginning to the end, that was also comedic. And then it was significant about in the play because the whole point of the play really, in my opinion, was to kind of figure out how myths are developed. So that's why it was significant, was because it was showing like them making the play over and over again after all these years, and so it kind of like it just shifts essentially. And then question number 4, other stories, in my opinion, I believe it would be like maybe fairy tales, because you would tell your children fairy tales, who in turn would remember it, and they would remember those stories, and that's what they would tell their children. But really, I don't think you would have anything like super pop culture. Like, you might have a few, but I don't think The Simpsons would be a big thing that would really be retold, because it's not that significant to our culture, and it's not that funny, in my own opinion. But then stories like Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and things like that, those are timeless because they're cute for little kids and they give us hope.